Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live the beautiful life that exists right now for you. So, I'm asking you, what can you do today to change your life? What don't you like about your life? And what can you do today to take a step toward the life you do want to live? You see, I deal with helping people change their lives. And I'll tell you what the number one continuous challenge is. Everybody wants to talk about it and get excited about it, but very few people actually follow through with it. Yeah, we get stuck in our familiar turf, and then we just decide that, oh, this doesn't work, and we stay in that safe zone that's really not so safe. And then people die very unsatisfied, very unhappy. And that's not a good place to be. It's not a good place at all. So I have a question for you. What are you doing to take the action toward the life you want to live? It's up to you. Everything is free will. You chose this circumstances in your life. You chose this body, this personality, your parents, your situation. You chose all these things as part of your learning. Things that you needed to learn in this lifetime, whether you like it or not, whether you think you have a disadvantage. You chose these situations in order to raise your frequency, in order to break through the things that you needed to in this lifetime, because there's been a whole history that you don't even remember. So don't try and analyze it. Just know that it exists. I'm supposed to break through, forgive. I'm supposed to release fear. I'm supposed to give more. I'm supposed to stop being selfish. I'm supposed to, whatever it is you know that you need to change about your life. That is the challenge that you personally have to break through if you want to raise your frequency. So what are you doing to change your life? Is there a situation that you have been put yourself into that now you want to change? Why aren't you doing it? Why? It just baffles me to no end that people don't take action when, if they did, they'd be amazed at how great it feels. And that even when they go into challenges and they still, hit those periods where they're doubting or fearful, it still feels better than where they were, because they know that they're working toward that goal that they want. Not a pathway that they're on that they're not really choosing anymore. They just happen to be on it. The job or whatever you've gotten yourself into, that you're not changing. We all go on a path when somehow find ourselves doing things, and we go along with it, and later on you go, this isn't what I planned at all for my life. What are you going to do about it? It's up to you, and you can do it. I'm here to tell you, you can do it. How do I know? I'll give you 1,000 stories. 1,000 stories. I don't think we have time for that. Of people who've beat the odds with their health, their relationships, money. That's a big one. Health, people that have miraculously healed. There's a lot of great books out there of people that were, had no chance of living. Some doctor says you have less than 1% chance, and if they come out, they'll be a vegetable. And this person wakes up and they're walking around like a normal person. What is that? That's that power you have access to. That everybody says and doctors say, that's not possible. It must have been something else. Yeah, right. Keep telling yourself that, because they don't have the answers. You don't need the answers. Faith doesn't require an answer. Faith is that you know that you can accomplish anything. Faith is that you are not questioning the power of the universe, the one. And if you say that you have faith, you love God, but then you are not believing in yourself, you don't have faith. Because there's no differentiation between the two. You are that power. So you can't question yourself and then say you have a faith in God, but you say, well, I can't achieve my goals, or I'm not good enough, or this or that. That's not faith. You've got to connect to that faith. What is it? All that doubt, all those things that you experience are going to show up. You just stop listening to them. You got to just stop listening to them, and you've got to stay on that path and promise yourself that you are not going to stop till you achieve those goals. What is it you want? The love of your life? Do you want to have a really rockin' body? You've never been healthy or skinny, and you really want to look good and be fit? Make a promise to yourself and do it. And it doesn't have to be radical. Take baby steps. Go for a walk around the block. Then pretty much, maybe you're walking for a half hour. Then you're walking for an hour. Next time you're running for an hour. Maybe run, walk. And it starts to feel really good because the more you do it, the more you're retraining yourself to be that new person. But you have to do it. And so many of you I'll say it, lazy. It's just easy to stay and be miserable and gripe about it and blame everybody else. We're so dense on this planet, it's just frustrating. And I hear it constantly, and I want to just shake people and say, you have the same power I do. You have the power of the universe in you. All of you do. All of you do. It's the same power for everybody. We're just experiencing things differently. There's no good nor bad. Some of the people that have the biggest challenges are the ones that took on the biggest, let's say, lesson to elevate their frequency. They're the ones that have a chance to go really high up on the scale with their frequency in this lifetime because they decided, I'm going to take on a real big challenge because if I could break through that, woo-wee, I'm going to really elevate my frequency. Yeah, I'm not going to have to come back again if I accomplish these goals. This is all good stuff. So, and then I know so many people, I know it doesn't make sense. I'm here with you on the planet. A lot of it doesn't make sense, trust me. It's like, really? Did you really want to experience this? Was this really necessary? But then you're asking yourself because you are it. But we can't experience being human if we had and knew all that we were. We'd just all sit around and go, oh, well, we don't have to do anything because I know I'm enlightened. And no, you came here to experience all the stuff, the sadness, the pain, the triumphs, the beauty that comes from that. But we're not seeing the beauty. We're not seeing the value. What's stopping you from going after that life? And why are you sitting there focused on that fear instead of changing that and saying, I don't want to feel this anymore. I'm not going to give it power. I'm going to start thinking differently like a different person. And then you say, how would the perfect Bob or Jane or Sally or Joe think? He would say, wow, this is a challenge. What am I going to do? I'm going to triumph. I'm going to create something wonderful. I'm going to turn this around. How am I going to do that? That's a story. That's going to be a great story. How did Joe or Sue or whatever turn this around? How did they do it? Write that story. Create that story. Make it wonderful. Make it triumphant because you can do it. No excuses. You have to work with what you've got because you chose that. No one has anything more than you do. Why aren't you taking the action? If you're in a place that you don't like, why are you staying there? It's familiar. It's easy to stay there. And I'm going to tell you what, when you and I meet on the other side, I'm going to say, and you don't make the effort, I'll say, I told you. I told you, you could have done it. You would have had the most incredible, wonderful, fun time. You would have triumphed. You'd have said, wow, this is awesome. And then we go to the other side and we all have one big party because we'd all be on the super high frequency. But I'll say, hey, sorry, I heard you're having to go back because you didn't really appreciate it or utilize that wonderful life that you had when you were on planet Earth. And oh yeah, that's right, planet Earth isn't taking lower frequencies anymore. I heard you're going to have to go to another planet. That's not you. No, it's not going to be you. No, right? No, that's not going to be you. Do your best here. Do it. All right, so that's my speech for today. I think I'm going to go have a cup of coffee. Decaf, because it's getting late. You know you are whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. You're happy. Be happy you're here. Do you know how wonderful it is to be here? I know it doesn't seem like it sometimes, but yes, it is. And when you have a good day, relish it. And say, see, I can feel this way. And know that it's such a gift to be human. And we have a mission to raise this frequency. We're not just here to eat bonbons. We have a mission. Save this doggone planet and go with it on the next frequency instead of hitching a ride over to God knows what's out there. Sending you light and love. The strength to find your own power and use your free will to create that awesome, perfect life. What's perfect? It's just being happy in a place that can be challenging and finding the love and the value in those challenges and sharing all the wonderfulness that you are. Sharing your light, share your light. Namaste.